We are live. Welcome to Rice TVX and the latest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Today is October the 1st, the year of 2021. Crypto Rewind, last week in crypto news. I am joined by my co-host, Satoshi Sean. And our guest this week is Blockchain Wayne Marcel. And we're going to get this show started. Now, before we begin today's live stream, I'm going to give everybody plenty of time to jump in. So I'm going to be playing a few quick messages from the sponsors of Rice TVX, and you can find information down below in the video description for BitSwap DEX, for Monarch, and for Presearch. And Monarch is also a sponsor of Satoshi Sean's channel.
BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com.
And we are currently live streaming right now on both Rice TVX and Rice TVX2, and they are both on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to both. Before we get into it, make sure you visit ricetvx.com and sign up for my mailing list so you never miss an update or new Rice TVX content. Plus, you can find my social media links, contact information, get Rice TVX merch coming soon via the shop, and more. If this is your first time ever watching any of my videos, check out and explore my channels. Make sure you subscribe to Rice TVX and Rice TVX2. Both can be found on YouTube. And hit the notification bell to get alerted to new videos. Also, you can follow me on Odyssey and Library, where I have my full catalog of videos plus extra content. And you can also find Rice TVX on BitChute. If you want to support Rice TVX and what I do directly, I have my PayPal, Cash App, plus my cryptocurrency addresses via my Cointree link below in the video description. You can also join my Patreon channel, where you will get early access to some of my videos, exclusive content, and more, with 4 different levels of membership, all offering something different. Oh, here we are. We are live in real life, in real person on the interwebs. I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Satoshi Sean, for this day's episode of Crypto Rewind. What's going on, Sean?
Not too much, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Good seeing you, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm fine. Everything's good.
Well, I like the fact that you're a super trooper and that you feel like you can't miss this show for whatever reason. But if you ever need to take time off for any specific reasons, you're always more than welcome to. I'm not a slave driver, sir.
I know, man. I know.
Okay. So if people don't know, and this is the first time ever catching any of my content, and you're watching Crypto Rewind, Satoshi Sean is my co-host, and he has a YouTube channel, as you can see. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, I encourage you to go over and check it out and subscribe. We're going to go ahead and bring in today's guest, which is Mr. Wayne Marcel. That's his real name. And his pseudo crypto name is Blockchain Wayne. So Wayne, man, thanks for joining us today, man. How are you?
Doing great, Chris. Thanks for bringing me on. What's up, Satoshi Sean? Excited to be on with you guys. It's been an exciting week, a big exciting times to be in crypto. So,
yeah, dude.
Looking forward to chatting with you guys.
That's kind of an understatement, but I want to let people know that you as well, you do have a YouTube channel, so people can go check that out. Everything is linked down below, including the articles we're going to talk about. And you are also the founder of a conference that took place this past April, the Miami Crypto Experience. That's going to be coming up again this November 10th through 12th in Miami, Florida. You want to go ahead and share some information about yourself, your channel, what you do, and talk a little bit about Miami Crypto Experience?
Yeah, man, I appreciate the shares on that. The channel has got some content. A lot of what I do, blockchainwayne.com. I do a lot of stuff for different companies. So YouTube, I've got some content there, but I also work with several companies, FIO and News Crypto, the two biggest ones that I do work for to kind of help them. It's blockchainwayne.com.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I'm typing in blockchain web. I'm like, you're not Spider-Man.
Might have to get one of those. But that's really, I've always been focused on education when it comes to crypto. That's a big part of a big gap that I see when it comes to people really truly understanding the space, rather than treating it either like a lottery ticket and that's the only reason they get in, or they treat it like it's too risky so they don't get in at all, and they're really missing the big picture. So that's a lot of what I do. The Miami crypto experience that you shared, that started as a vision last year, and early this year we decided to put it together, something more than just a conference. It's not just a conference. It's not just something where you sit and listen to someone on stage. We've got experiences set up for people to experience crypto. Everything, when you buy your ticket now, it is an NFT created by a somewhat famous NFT artist. We've got, so that's your collector item there. You get an NFT. We're going to have a booth set up to where people can turn themselves into an NFT with a 3D volumetric scanner. And we're just constantly daily adding to the lineup of speakers, workshop facilitators. So you'll have different tracks. You better pick which workshop you want to go see. Do you want to go to beginner basics? Do you want to learn trading? Do you want to learn mining? Do you want to learn DeFi? Do you want to learn all the different aspects of NFTs? We're going to have workshops for all of those.
That's
all
cool,
of those
man.
and more. So it's definitely shaping up to be a great event. We just partnered with Crypto Night, who is doing a virtual conference at the same time. So we're merging a lot of our speakers, a lot of our workshop facilitators to both online and in person. We've got a 3D virtual world built for the event as well. So anybody that can't attend in person, they can actually buy a metaverse ticket, and they'll be able to navigate through all the different areas of the venue. There's virtual vendor booths set up, and it's optimized for any browser. So whether you want to view it on your phone, computer, or VR headset, we've got killer setup for that.
That's sweet, man. That's really cool. And I'll definitely be out at the event, so people are aware. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I can put together some sort of a workshop, which we talked about before.
Absolutely.
And I definitely wanted to say that I love the name of your show, from no crypto to no crypto. It's really cool.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I released a book in 2018. It was just a 43-page Amazon quick print, just some of the basics. I've updated it once since then, and then wanted to do a podcast to really promote the book and drive education. Did that podcast for like 3 years, and then I took a break earlier this year, actually, when we were launching the crypto experience, the Miami crypto experience, and our crypto experience company. But just recently kicked back off that podcast, from no crypto to no crypto. Just recently.
I think education is so important, and it's so misrepresented. I like what you're doing. I'm on the World Crypto Roundtable every week, and all the guys on there, they're very, like, some of the smartest guys in the industry. But there's these camps that are developing, which this tribalism is terrible, no matter what. But they always talk about the speculative side is, dollar go up, number go up. Oh, and it is true, but that's a reason why a lot of people get into it. And then on the education side, when they talk about education with blockchain and the technology, sometimes it's so technical. There's this big gap in between. I think that the basic stuff, where it's like you said, a lottery ticket. That was the perfect analogy. It's either a lottery ticket or a rocket scientist. There's there needs to be that filler in between where you can just understand basically how it works and how to navigate, and then the possibilities. And once somebody, we've all went through that, but we had to work to go through that. And I think that's the biggest barrier. It's not the entrance into crypto, or how to buy your first bit of Bitcoin. Or the real barrier right now is, I think, that basic education where people can get enough confidence to go down the rabbit hole, to take a look.
Well said.
I love what you're doing.
I agree, and I like the fact that there's workshops and there's education along with other different types of activities. Because when you're going to a lot of these conferences, they're more like just having back-to-back speakers lined up and kind of like a who's who list, and not really looking at the educational portions of it. So I really think that's kind of a cool deal. Because I know, like, as an example, I think it was Miss Teen Crypto who was like teaching people how to make an NFT on the Wax blockchain. So those kind of things, I think,
how to make a drop.
Yeah, completely awesome ideas. So
she is awesome. She's awesome because, and this is another thing, man. A lot of when you're talking about, you know, like creators and founders of, you know, these huge companies, and they're intimidating as hell. But Miss Teen Crypto is totally not. She's a, you know, a sweet, nice. It's easy to listen to her, and you're not intimidated.
Oh, you have not met her in person. She is an evil individual. She does nothing but scream and yell. She has an entourage of people that just bombard. I mean, it is insane. Like, that girl is more ego. Nah, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
she's really cool. But it sounded funny. I think it like totally like threw you off right there.
Definitely threw me off.
I've never met her.
I'm like, man, are we talking about the same person?
We both had her on our channels. We've had her on here together. She seems really nice.
Well, she hadn't been on here with us together. That was Crypty Girl. Two different people.
I know that. I know that. I forgot her name.
I didn't say that. MTC. But Randy Jr. wasn't on with us.
I was on with the Cowboys. I was on the Cowboys with her.
Yeah, I'm saying she wasn't on.
Yeah,
Crypto Rewind.
No, but it was before we called the Crypto Rewind. We just had like hanging out. It was a while ago.
No, she's only been on my channel.
I think she was Miss Preteen Crypto then.
She's gonna be at the event. Bozak's gonna be at the event. A lot of great people. Mr. Rice right here is gonna be at the event, and Chris, also, I just in the private chat sent a link. I don't know if you can pull that out.
Yep.
That is a preview of the virtual world that's been built for our event. It is first class. The team that we partner with on that is they attended our last event as attendees and really want to partner with us. So that's kind of what we were able to do.
I heard a little bit about this last night on your. I popped it on your Facebook live stream. So let me see here. I love the colors that you've been using for not only what you're doing with the Miami crypto experience, but this, like the purples, blues, and the pinks.
Oh yeah, Miami-ish. And if you scroll over to the trade show portion, you can see some of our vendor booths that are already set up. That's just going to be a demo video right now of the art gala.
Okay, well, when I was trying to scroll, it just lets you do this. It doesn't let you. Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah. Scroll till you see you have to look up trade show.
Is it on the top?
No, up. You're going down. You got to go back up.
I know.
Yeah. Scroll around one more time.
Hi, Kira, Andy, everybody in the chat. Good to see you.
Front row boxing. Yeah, appreciate everybody for joining. NFT gallery. That is wicked, man. I like this.
Right there, trade show. Hit enter there.
That is cool. So 360 3D NFT world.
So if you scroll around, kind of turn around, you can see some of our vendor booths that are already set up. So you'll be able to chat with somebody live at the vendor booth. So you'll be able to chat with somebody at Coinbase. You'll be able to see videos and clickable content at the booth. So people will be able to really rub shoulders. So it doesn't matter if you can get to Miami, you know, nothing beats that in-person experience. But if you can't for any reason, we've got the full virtual world, and all the speakers and webinars, workshops are all going to be posted within that virtual world as well.
Here, are you going to be able to interact with other people or no?
On here, only the people at the booth. Okay. But I did have a call earlier with some people from the Decentraland team, so they may host some meetup parties at the same time.
Well, since you're doing
or during the breaks, so it may not be within this world, but I'd love to incorporate Decentraland because I've always been a fan of what they do.
I was going to say, Annalise and they're doing like the VR stuff, VR worlds and stuff. Maybe somehow you can incorporate that. I don't know. I'll have to talk to you or send you some messages about it. But
yeah, it would just be cool to go bother Ken, you know, like all day.
What, just go virtually bother
Go
his
bug the
booth?
crap out of him all the time. What do you leave me alone?
Oh, that's kind of cool. So then you can press enter to go inside.
Is there a
I see
bathroom?
have someone live at the booth, clickable content,
Is there
whatever
a
they
bathroom?
Is there a virtual bathroom? I got
I don't think we got that coded in yet.
It's not in the budget. I love that though, man. This is a really cool website. So kudos to the guys who created that.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely excited. And what I'd like to do is, probably a few weeks before the event, bring you back on and just do something, specifically about the conference and such.
Do a ticket giveaway.
Yeah, we could do something like that if you like. So I'll definitely get in touch with you about scheduling something so we can, kind of promote it a few weeks before the event, maybe like right towards the end of October or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and jump into some of this news stuff. I mean, I figured these were some really easy, simple pieces. There are also some really interesting news. The first piece would be Visa having wanting to do a hub for crypto payments, blockchain interoperability, creating a network of blockchain networks that would allow for payment gateways for things like stable coins and CBDCs. What are your thoughts on this, Mr. Sean?
I think it's very interesting. It's a good word you used. I thought when I first started reading it, I thought it was just for the CBDCs. But then they started talking about other types of payments and having them all work together. It is very interesting. How they're going to do it, I don't know. And can you imagine what's going to happen to if they don't build it? If they use an existing project, that project's going to.
I don't see them use an existing project. Honestly, I see them.
Or if they buy it.
I mean,
one thing I saw is they also mentioned. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll say they also mentioned in there that they deployed smart contracts on Ethereum. So, not sure if they're going to try to tie in with a network. Obviously, it's Visa's attempt to stay relevant because they realize they're at risk with better technology coming.
Yeah, that's something I was when I first saw the headline. This made me a little nervous because we're all nervous about CBDCs. They are the ultimate evil. You know what I mean? It's like we're trying to beat the banks and they're trying to kind of pull one over and a wolf in sheep's clothing when it comes to digital currencies and crypto. But Visa did come out very positive about crypto, very positive about it. I thought of trying to stay relevant, trying to stay ahead of it. So I hope that they kind of stand for that if it comes down to, cryptocurrencies versus CBDCs. Because it's huge. It's Visa. It could. I want to say it could make or break, but it could make it happen a lot faster. It could make total real adoption way faster.
It totally can. I agree with you on that. But so there's one, Visa and MasterCard both are involved with the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, which is the largest conglomerate in the world. They're also big investors into the Lightning Network as well. So they're doing a lot of things to stay relevant. I believe Visa's put through a lot of different crypto patents in addition to like Bank of America. And what's kind of scary about this though is yes, if they are successful in doing this and having this kind of like central hub gateway, it's kind of like my argument to the Lightning Network as well, where it takes away the decentralization. Now, what I mean by that is the Lightning Network, it is distributed, but it is it's a way those nodes can be identified. And by having a central payments layer on top of a decentralized protocol kind of reduces the decentralization and the privacy of it. So is it another way to keep tracking and traceability? Because like we've seen we've seen Biden through his administration talk about bills that would include allowing access or the IRS to report over checking accounts that are over $600.
$600. Yeah.
Right. So, is this a way of trying to tighten the grips and have a way of helping with their chain analysis to be able to identify. And then if you're using something like Visa as a mechanism to cash out, then it's an easier central way of keeping that information for the IRS. So that's one of the things that kind of, and two, it's like, what really is now, aside from the fact of CBDCs and stable coins, which again, this makes no sense with what I'm about to say. The whole point of creating cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, decentralized crypto, is to get away from the fiat systems and away from the bank and away from the legacy system. So, and most importantly, to get rid of that middleman, that third party, that intermediary. But this still leaves it there. That's just one of my.
Well, it's like we were talking
problems.
about education, man. People need to understand what it is. And that's the thing. Most people still see it as a lottery ticket or rocket science. So getting people to take that first step is what's important. I think this is going to be part of the step. And Visa's not like our buddy. Visa's not like, Satoshi's cousin. They're Visa, they're MasterCard. And they're walking a fine line between keeping the government happy and making money. They can see what's coming. They can see, there are no way, yay, pro crypto. They can see the future though, and they want to stay relevant and make money. But they also know and are completely entrenched. They're not just entrenched in the legacy financial system. They're like a big part of it. So they're going to walk that razor's edge until they can't. And but until that day comes, I think it's overall, pretty positive.
No, I agree. Real quick, Andy Lee was asking a question about Hedera, Hashgraph, or Algorand, and I'm going to be doing probably an Ask Me Anything AMA kind of Q&A about crypto. So just kind of stay tuned for something like that. I'm going to be planning it for next week, so just stay tuned. I'll be doing my best to try to cover as much of that as I can for people. So I guess to move on to the next story that we have here, which it's considering today is the 1st of October, we've seen a really good green day all the way across cryptos. For Bitcoin, I feel like it was being kept down for futures. And September September is notoriously a bad month for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And I feel like we had the futures options trading closing last Friday, and then we had the monthly candle closing yesterday. And then today, it just explodes. And so we got a lot of really good news. And one of the good news pieces that I think helped the market, aside from the fact that it was October the 1st, because people were just wanting to get rid of September. So it's like, wake me when September ends.
That's why I was chuckling when you said it today. We had a Green Day. I was thinking about the Green Day song.
Yeah, and then I was able to throw in a song title from Green Day. So I was able to get two birds stoned at once.
Yeah, that's why I chuckled when you said it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I heard Green Day earlier, and it was making me think. And then I heard somebody talking about Wake Me When September Ends a couple days ago. So my brain put it all together, and it made something sound cool. I really like that when it works out like that.
I threw that song title into a blog I wrote this week for News Crypto. So
okay.
Definitely,
they have a new movie coming out, and they have a musical on Broadway. Broadway Idiot.
Green Day?
Yeah, American Broadway Idiot or Broadway Idiot. Yeah.
I didn't know they were. I know that they were trying. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, it's kind of. I was thinking about the song "American Idiot" and then "Wake Me When September Ends" and how forward thinking that's been for a lot of what's been going on today. But we've been getting some bad news about China, and then China wants to come out with the repetitive news that they've done since 2013, talking about banning Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah.
And then you have our Fed Chair Jerome Powell. He was testifying this past yesterday, for the House Financial Services Committee. And that's where he was stating in regards to the Bitcoin ban that they have no intention to prohibit crypto proceedings. And if you think about things like what Visa is doing and what Coinbase is doing, and then your My Cryptos or crypto.com and things to that effect, I mean, it really does allow for identification and tracking of these decentralized protocols. So What are your thoughts on this, Mr. Wayne?
Well, I think the whole point of this was to kind of make themselves try to look better in the light of how restrictive China's been. But let's face it, even China can't ban Bitcoin. I mean, I guarantee you there are citizens within China that still hold crypto. So these bans are pointless. They're useless. They just drive FUD. And I think Powell was just trying to make it seem like they're good. I mean, it definitely, there's been some negative press about them, between them and the SEC, in terms of not wanting to work with anyone when it comes to cryptocurrency companies, not, companies that want to comply. I think, what was it? The Coinbase CEO even said the SEC was the only regulatory body that wouldn't respond to them.
Me and Sean talked about that last week. And also, if you look, Coinbase did another big, huge deal with Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
And they're very much in the club. So I think they're trying to make Brian Armstrong look like a hero when really they're just part of the system. They become the enemy.
I think it really shows also the amount of corruption, because now it's just no. When you're like, well, why? This doesn't, this isn't a security, or like, well, it is because we said so. I mean, they're literally talking to everyone like their children. It's obvious that they're controlled, and it's corruption. Gulag said, I just read that in Yakov Smirnoff's voice, man. You don't ban Bitcoin in Soviet Union. Bitcoin bans you. And me and Lee from Kids Crypto have been talking about China, and I've said this when institutional money first came in wholeheartedly, that these companies, these funds, they have billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars of people's money. They don't jump into anything willy-nilly. They have done so much research. They have run so many tests, what's the word I'm looking for? Simulations on every kind of outcome. They are looking 5 minimum, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. If China's going to ban it 100%, they know that. That's been worked into the recipe. They're like, China bans it, this happens, that happens, we're still going to make this much money, because they've went through all that for years and have decided to jump in. So I almost wish China, and we're both, me and Lee, we're just so sick of the same old dance.
Isn't Lee Chinese?
Yeah. Dude,
with a name like Lee, I'm
why
sorry.
Do you want it? Why?
Because I love
not
Lee.
Chinese. He's
because I love lovely Lee.
Oh, lovely. Yeah,
lovely.
I said that to him. Dude, you can't tell him you love him, because dude, I was in the hospital dying.
I know you told me. This is a crazy Irish dude,
him,
Wayne.
He's like, ditto, man. That's the best I got, dude. But we're just tired of it. It's every few months, every couple of years, there's a huge thing. It's a big ban. Get it done. I mean, I don't want someone to die, but I hope they would execute someone or put someone in prison. This is we're serious. We're done. Bitcoin, crypto is finished. And the FUD is out of it. Everything that has to do with the market, China doesn't control it. China doesn't affect it. If we know that's not it, anything that's coming from them is outlaws that are fighting against the man. That's it. But we're just it's getting tedious. And this last go around, they didn't affect the market as much as the last time. The last time they did their big ban, it was a lot worse.
It's because there was enough articles and content creators and influencers out there, I think, combating the fact that, for one, this was an old news. This was a news cycle that they tried pushing at the beginning of September, then mid-September, and then finally it caught on at the end. And it was mainly because all eyes were already kind of on China because of Evergrande. So, and then when you look at how it's been going since. Well, yeah, no, dude. I mean, since 2013, they've been trying to say they're going. How many times can you say you're going to ban something and not ban it and think they're going to have an effect? So it's starting to lose its effect.
It was like a huge effect on the market.
Yeah, but now we're talking
last time
like
they came
5,
out and it was
6,
like
7, 8
9%.
times. You know, people get tired of hearing it at that point.
Now,
that's
like
what I'm saying. All of us, as soon as we hear it, we know
it's having less and less of an effect, but it's still annoying as shit.
It is. It is, but it's unfortunately, dude, it's like one of those things I don't think we're ever going to be able to stop. I mean, when you look at what Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan did with driving the price down and then buying up through Swift Bank, I mean, that stuff has been happening way too long. And then another thing I want to add to this Jerome Powell stuff is there's not enough light being put on the fact that Jerome Powell and other Federal Reserve members were involved in insider trading. And then you have Fed Chair Powell calling for an ethical review on himself. How ethical is it to have an ethical review on yourself? I mean, that in and of itself is not cool. Now you also have Senator Warren coming out, and not that I'm a fan of Senator Warren, but she's coming out calling Powell a dangerous man, saying that regulations have been slack, and they're basically driving down the value of the U.S. dollar. All that's getting washed away, and now he's trying to come out as like some hero saying we're not going to be banning Bitcoin, and it's just really kind of taking away the attention from all the bad shit that they're all doing. I mean, we should all be in an uproar about the insider trading, and to me, it buzzed
There's
through
a lot
the
of
news
stuff
for a little bit.
More in an uproar about, though, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every damn article that's out there is a distraction from something else.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
You know, I hate to say it, you know, I mean,
that's
just
a totally different conversation, but yeah.
Everything that's being focused on, don't get me wrong, it's a tragic story about the girl that was potentially killed by her boyfriend.
Yeah, 21,000 murders in the U.S. every year. 21,000.
But the amount of attention put on that, it's a distraction, you know?
Yeah.
I truly hope they catch who's responsible, bring him to justice. But at the same time, you're right. There's so many more. Why is that getting so much attention? Because they need a distraction.
That's the question. I mean, when it was happening, that's the critical thinking, though. And maybe that's a test. Maybe it's a test to see how dumbed down the country is. But that's the first thought of a critical thinker. Why? What's different about this person than the other 21,000?
Right. What made that one person special? Yeah. And why is it so special at the same time that...
Why is it everywhere?
Why is it that we have all these intelligence agencies, but they can't do anything? And we need Dog the Bounty Hunter. And what's the dude's name from America's Most Wanted? Walsh.
John Walsh.
John Walsh. He's also on the case now, too. Next, I think Dexter will get involved.
Bread and circus, man.
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah. That's but I mean, you look back at any major story and you think, why is this getting so much attention? Not that it's not doesn't need to be made aware of, awareness needs to be made, but what's the distraction? I think about that. Even the one you had up about Powell, like why is that coming out now? It's got to be a distraction from something else. And you're right, there's enough negative press on them right now that is just trying to say, okay, let me at least look good to the crypto people for a little while.
Well, like Chris said, the Chinese story was put out beginning of September. Nobody cared. Put out about 14th of September.
They recycled it. Yeah,
they picked up. But then right before the end of the month, before Bitcoin futures expired, boom! Oh my God! Trying to ban Bitcoin.
Right, and conveniently, and then Bitcoin stays at a certain price range. We had the monthly candle close yesterday, and then out of nowhere, October the 1st, it's like bloop, it's like morning wood. It's crazy. I mean, I was expecting for price action, but I wasn't expecting for like 10% in minutes, which we'll get into like towards the article after this. Actually, I guess it kind of makes sense to go ahead and talk about the other one first, which is with all that going on, it liquidated 270 million in shorts, which is pretty crazy. So, and they're now the big buzzword for October. Where last year, I think they were using October for calling October because it was not the greatest month. And then now we're in Uptober. Uptober. So within minutes, it surges to 41K, which is that morning wood I was talking about. And that liquidated, and I guess that goes into morning wood too, if you work it right.
Drop your shorts.
270 million in shorts. Yeah, you could definitely be liquidating your shorts when you have morning wood like that. So, I mean, calling it a classic short squeeze, which just happens a lot, but it's interesting that we had that many shorts going
Short
on.
squeeze.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Sean?
I don't know, man. You're just too many innuendos, dude. Okay.
The dirty crypto rewind.
You should short squeeze. I just lost my train of thought.
Short squeeze. Liquidate your
I don't know, dude. It's like you said. It's not there. It's not like it's hidden. I mean, it's so obvious. You know. I think it's great. I think
1 minute 539 Bitcoin shorts liquidated, making 400. It was 47K. Yeah, hitting 47K. It's just crazy when you look at this and the short liquidation that took place.
It's $250 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, jumping 3,000 in minutes.
I've said we're gonna have a great year. We're gonna end on a great year. I don't know if we're gonna hit 100K. I don't think we're gonna hit 100K. I've always said 80.
Well, Plan B did the stock to flow ratio. Because I have the notes written because we were talking about it on Round the Blockchain earlier. He called for 47K end of August, 43K into September, and his next targets for October 63K by end of the month, November 98K, and December he's saying 135K. Now he's been on.
Then we talk about November rain for November.
Sure.
Now,
yeah, it's what?
I was actually watching an unauthorized biography on William Axl Rose last night. It's weird how all these like little things are connecting.
Yeah, and I was looking at all the stuff that Green Day's been doing. What's the lead singer? He made.
Well, it's just because you're a Broadway
movies,
fan. That's all. You like all Broadways.
I don't like plays. Actually, I think they're weird. Even though I was on Broadway when I was a young child, I played in Annie. I was an orphan. But yeah.
Okay, dude. What do you think about this, Wayne?
My mom drove me up New York, and I was.
You were really in Annie? That's not a lie.
Yeah, I was a little kid. Yeah.
Okay,
and I was in the stovetop stuffing commercials in the greater Philadelphia area.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wayne, what do you think about this Uptober and liquidating 270 million in shorts and hitting 47K in just a matter of minutes?
I mean, yeah, it just seems there was a lot of suppression. I mean, there's a lot of manipulation there. But typically we've seen that a lot lately when it looks like the market's going to go down, something will drive it up. There's been, September was, let's call it a FUD-filled month, right? So it's definitely good to see this bounce back. But I think the stock to flow could be right, because when you think about historically, it's not saying we're going to stay over 100K for a while. We could touch that, and just kind of like we saw with the pump of 2017 and prior pumps before that, where it really only hangs out in that range for a short period of time and then goes back down and tries to find it and finds a new base to kind of level off before the next run.
We're going from a FUD-filled month to a fun-filled month.
FUD-filled to fun-filled. That's good.
Yeah, but I mean, October's supposed to be the scary month, right?
It's supposed to be.
That's only with Halloween.
Supposed to be, but usually Q4 can generally turn out to be pretty good, and especially when we're talking about bear markets and we look at 2017. But I mean, like if what Plan B is saying is true and it goes through, I really feel like 2022 and beyond we're going to start decoupling from that, and he's not because where he's got his price targets I don't think work out. But as far as this year, I mean, I definitely feel like it's possible, looking at the technicals, that we could hit over 100K, and it would be that blow off top. Once we hit it, we're not going to be sitting in that range for days. It'll be just like we see in 2017.
Like close to 60 by the end of September.
63, which would be right under the high.
At the end of September?
High. The end of October.
No, this is like 3 weeks ago.
43 is what he called for end of September. That's what we closed at. 47 is what he called for August. That's what we closed at. I can pull up.
I'm talking about one of his car videos where he's like, it's going to be like 63 or 67 or math isn't real.
What?
Yeah, he said that like
From
right when
Plan B?
everything started dipping. And no, BitBoy himself said that.
Said what?
That by end of September,
Right.
before the end of September,
Mhm.
we would hit, I think it was in the 60s. And I was like, no way, man. There's too much.
Yeah,
There's too
well,
much
I
fun.
mean,
There's too much control.
a lot of people are giving him shit about that. He's, usually what he's saying, he's been talking about this a lot lately. He says that in the end, he may not be right with the time frames, but he's going to be vindicated in the end. It's his feelings. He feels as if he's got what he's saying is insider information. I don't feel like this is like a typical content creator who's saying they have inside information and just blowing smoke up people's asses. I mean, having a channel that's got 1.2 million subscribers roughly, and having people like Akon just show up at your studio in Atlanta, Georgia. I really feel like
I like Akon.
All the people he's talked to reached out. There's a lot of people he talks to on the back end. Busta Rhymes sent him a DM on Twitter apparently to ask about NFTs. He responded back, and there's not been any more response since then. But even someone like Busta Rhymes is like looking at someone like BitBoy as like a. So I think he does have some really good inside information.
Dude, I haven't.
But I would not have predicted, because I did dates too. I think it was September 28th. He was calling for the top of the market.
Yeah, and I knew there's too much. There was too much suppression all around. It was obvious. And that's the thing. It's not. I mean, it is obvious. Things are very, very obvious. And we can use euphemisms and like, well, that's very interesting. And this, come on, call it what it is.
What is it?
I didn't tell you that I got these NFTs. You know who Rich the Kid is, the rapper?
You told me about that. You sent me a message.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
That I'm gonna have a producer credit on his next CD.
Oh no, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a producer credit on his next album.
Are you producing some of his music?
No,
or because you're.
But I got an NFT. I got a super rare NFT, and my friend helped. He helped him with setting up the NFTs. He made the NFTs. There was the devs, and I was like, "Hey man, I got this dropped. This third NFT because I bought two," and he's like, "Don't sell that. Don't sell that." I said, "Like, okay." He goes, "That's ultra rare." He goes, we haven't even brought that out yet, but you can get a producer credit on the next album because you have that NFT because you got that. And
that's like a fucking participation trophy though, dude, because you didn't produce jack shit.
But I get the royalties as a full producer.
That's funky.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's awesome. Now, instead of making you an executive producer, though, they could instead.
Now we're throwing words like executive in front of me.
They could just give you like ownership or partial. I don't know. I have to look into it. That sounds cool though. It does sound cool.
Yeah, I was very, very excited.
Yeah, you sent me something about rich kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I could have got you whitelisted, so you could have got in, but it was limited. You could only buy 2 per wallet, and you had to get the wallets whitelisted. It was crazy.
Whitelisted with a KYC?
No, just had to have your wallet on a list, so when you connect, it allowed you to buy it.
Okay, that's cool though. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I like that. I mean, I definitely like the idea that Wayne's doing these tickets for the Miami crypto experience with NFTs. I think that's
that is awesome.
The way to go. The way to go. Because, that could end up being a collector's item in the end. If somebody could find a rarity in that. So the last article, I mean, I was going to try to cover this. I don't really want to cover it now because we're kind of getting short on time, but I do want to let people know that if they want to check this out.
The ETF.
That's what I wanted to cover. I just wanted to bring up the fact that this DeFi protocol Compound screwed up, sent out $90 million in payments, and are begging users to return it. And then they're also, I guess we could talk about this for a minute. And they're also talking about if the funds aren't returned, that they're going to report to IRS and dox people. So have you heard about this, Sean?
That's the opposite of begging. It's threatening. It was.
The article. I'm going based off the article.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but
in their contradictive reporting.
Kind of give a black eye to DeFi, threatening to report to the IRS. And I think, didn't he go back and retract that statement, or said it was a boneheaded statement? He literally, one of his comments.
Still, you know it's out there.
Yeah, right there.
Head. You know it's in his head.
He says, I'm trying to do anything I can to help the community get some of its comp back, and this was a boneheaded tweet approach. That's on me. Luckily, the community is much bigger and smarter than just me. I appreciate your ridicule and support.
Yeah, so he tried to save some face on that tweet, because I'm sure he got hammered as soon as he I didn't read all the thread, but I'm sure he got hammered as soon as he went in and said that it would be reported to the IRS.
I'm surprised. Well, I mean, if he would have deleted it, he would look like a jackass, because articles sharing the actual tweet, because then it'd be like, why'd you delete it, dude? What do you got to share? What do you got to hide?
But if they have that information, that means people gave them the information. That means they could get the information. Someone could find the information. Someone could sell the information. It's not your keys, not your crypto, man. It's the same thing. If you give KYC information up, then you it's there. Someone else has
people return. There are people returning it. And I haven't had a chance to look into this much, but I heard that they're creating some sort of a foundation, I guess, to try to help.
I think pretty much he told them, if they return it, keep 10% as like a white hat fee.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just kind of crazy that he would go that far with the stuff. I mean, in crypto, if you make a mistake, you just kind of got to suck it up and own it and just move forward and learn from it. That's kind of like how I had to do it. It's not like I could, if I screwed up and sent funds to some unknown wallet by mistake, I can't contact them and be like, please send my money back to me.
I did that today. I mean, it wasn't like super bad, but I was supposed to showcase this insurance platform and stake some USDC, and I went and bought a bunch of USDC, and then it was Binance Smart Chain USDC, so I had to go back and then buy it again on Binance. So I didn't really lose anything, but now I got a bunch of USDC that I really didn't want, so I've got to just gas fees and annoyance. Yeah. But it's your that's one of the foundations of crypto, man. Well, you have all that sovereignty, but you have responsibility.
To me, another thing that this really kind of puts some spotlight on is the fact that instead of releasing code as is, a lot of these companies should be going through more audits and making sure that there's nothing malicious or something in the code that's going to be able to be manipulated like this. And
I mean, if you pass an audit, or you pass 2 audits, is the blame so much on you or on the companies that audited your code?
I mean, I've got a view on that. I think there's too much emphasis put on audits. If I was releasing a protocol, I would reach out to some of the best hackers and offer bounties to try to break it, because it could get missed in an audit, but let some of these white hat hackers put it to the test and just truly try to break it. And that's what I would want with a program. The reason Bitcoin network is so strong is because it's constantly been put to the test. It's constantly can be under attack. And, I think, Andreas Antonopoulos says that a lot. It's constantly under attack, which makes it so strong. DeFi, I mean, one little exploit shows you that decentralized finance is not at a point where it should be. I mean, it's got a lot of potential. It's got a lot of promise in the future, but there still needs to be standards set out there that they do. And I think it's try to break it.
That's a good word, standards. I think that especially DeFi, it's in such an infant stage. I mean, we watched the development of it. Insurance is starting to move into crypto in different ways. And Rice knows this. I tried to start a decentralized insurance company years and years ago, right at the beginning of the bear market, at the worst possible time, without an ICO. So, but insurance hasn't been disrupted ever. I mean, for hundreds and hundreds of years, it is one of them. It's heavily regulated, but it's run the same way for forever. So I think as insurance moves into this, maybe not an FDIC, but there is now, and there will be crypto insurance companies that if you're going to put your money into DeFi, that's going to be a determining factor. This is insured by whatever. And then part of that insurance compliance may be you have to have at least, 2 or 3 of our white hackers try to break into this. And you have to went through 3 audits and be certified. There's going to be standards so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. It's still kind of the Wild West. It's still decentralized, but it's just more organized, more structured. But I think that stuff is coming.
Have any of you guys used Compound? Like, do you have to KYC to use that platform?
I don't use Compound, and I think that you can use Compound through Exodus without doing a KYC process. I think it's a decentralized protocol.
That's why I was curious about his statement about
but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't want to say for sure that that's the case. I may be completely wrong. There may be a KYC process for him to be able to say that he's going to dox people. So, but now when you mentioned the thing about hackers kind of putting out an invitation to hack, it reminded me of the Bitfi wallet that came out. That for a while it had McAfee kind of behind the product, but they were saying it was unhackable and offering up a bounty for it to get hacked. And then the beautiful thing is if someone is able to hack your product, then you can then improve that protocol to then make that not some sort of issue where it can be hacked again. So I find that something like that could be more beneficial than just going through these audit companies. Plus, at the same time with the audit companies, they're blockchain and crypto based. And I know that this community is very tribal in the aspects where they will look out for one another. And I can't 100% say that every single audit is 100% correct. And it's not just somebody paying an audit company to pass them regardless of if they would pass or not.
Yeah.
So I know we try to keep this to about an hour, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on real quick to the last story, which doesn't really need a whole lot of time put into it, but the SEC extending 4 Bitcoin ETF deadlines by 45 days, which would put us into the middle of November. You got any thoughts on this, Mr. Sean?
Once again, man, just like the China stuff, just so sick of it.
That's what I was going to say as well.
Sick of it, dude.
Yeah.
This is like an overplayed song on the radio, man. It's like another extension. This is going to end it. Who cares, man? There's so many things now, and this was like the holy grail back 2-3 years ago. If we could just get this, man, and it'd be an ETF approved by the SEC. Oh my God, man, that would be it. Now I don't even give a crap.
We're just so numb to it now.
Yeah, there's so much. So many things that we thought would never happen have happened before this. This was supposed to be like one of the first things that started, institutional money. We've got institutional money. We have it's on Bitcoin's on the news everywhere, and everyone we've surpassed this.
Right.
So I'm just tired of it, man.
No, I agree. I think I've been hearing about this since probably summer of 2017.
Yeah.
And it's just been an ongoing issue. All these different companies. First, it was like just a bunch of crypto people. Now you've got a lot of these traditional financial institutions that are all part of the club getting involved in it. So it's like, who's going to get accepted first? Who's more in the club? So it's going to be interesting. I know I've been saying that a lot, but it is going to be interesting to watch how it plays out. So, you got anything you want to add to this, Mr. Wayne, besides the fact that you're sick and tired of hearing about ETFs?
I agree with Sean. I was going to compare it to the China thing as well, but I think it's not really that important for crypto as we thought it was back then. We thought it would add some legitimacy. Let's face it, it's legal. Bitcoin is legal tender in countries now. I mean, well, in a country and more to come.
Yeah.
Because you have El Salvador, you've got, I think Panama is on the brink of making that happen next. The Ukraine as well. And that not saying that we need that, but it's going to give more credibility to the space and knock down a lot of those walls that skeptical people have when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to crypto. So everything there is a step forward. And that's the only reason we wanted an ETF, was to add some more credibility.
We want an ETF as a building block to get to. Imagine if a country would declare it legal tender. So we've surpassed it. It's like, who cares? And there is ETF type products already out there. It's been so long that people have made workarounds. And there's other countries that have past ETFs. I think Canada has one or two. I mean, so what's the big deal now? It's like, it's not even news. No. It's not relevant anymore, I don't think. I mean, it would be cool, but not that cool.
Well, I just think they're bringing it back up because we are getting close to where those hearings would be. So, just kind of kicking the can down the road more. I mean, I'm not a fan of these kind of instruments at all.
It'd be cool news. China came out with a Bitcoin ETF. That would be cool news, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We're going to ban Bitcoin, but we're going to allow for Bitcoin ETFs.
Yeah.
It's funny. I hear a lot of their ban that they did recently on mining when they kicked all the miners out of the country. My wife has a business where a lot of her products come from China, and the factories there are being forced to shut down and not use as much power. There's like a power shortage in China. That's the real story. It wasn't that they were going after Bitcoin miners.
Well, me and Sean have talked about this too, man. I don't know if you've heard this theory, but the idea that moving those facilities out of the country distributes the Chinese mining all around the world and not centralizing it in China, especially when you think of like the Three Gorge Dam area where they say a lot of it was kind of in that vicinity and how much could be taken out. So combination of, I think, getting it out of the country, getting it out of like having one big central area and then redistributing it amongst the world. I think that's an interesting theory when you think about it, because to me, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason was asking, how's your ankle?
Yeah. So we just dealt with Hurricane Ida here, and during the storm, I broke my ankle. It's I
didn't know you broke your ankle. Okay.
I got off the crutches Monday, and I'm just wearing a nice big boot on the foot, so I'm actually walking around again.
Damn, I didn't know you got hurt like that. I just figured you were just dealing with the crap from what it does. You said it was sitting over top of your town for like 6 hours.
Yeah, I definitely felt the at my core that Green Day song, which is why it was so relevant in my head with the "Wake Me When September Ends," because broke my ankle, house was almost destroyed. We got to rebuild most of the house, so it's been a challenge.
Damn, dude. Well, I'm glad that you can smile about it, though. I'm really glad that you can smile about it and have and stay positive. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I really appreciate you coming on, especially with such short notice. And we're gonna have to get you back on for talking about the Miami crypto experience when it comes closer to when it comes up. You got anything that you want to add before we wrap up today's conversation?
No, my challenge to everybody watching, I know you got a great following, Chris. I've seen you kind of grow that over the years, man. It's great to see. But everybody's digging into the information. That you should be learning something every day. Even myself, I never call myself an expert when it comes to crypto. We're always learning, and we've got to help spread the word and teach people why this is important, because there are a lot of forces at work against the good for what's best for all of us. Mm-hmm. But there's also, there's these movements, cryptocurrency being one of them, that could give a lot of people a lot more freedoms, a lot more ability to thrive and survive in the world. So it's don't underestimate this. It's not a lottery ticket. I mentioned that earlier. This is truly, it can be a revolution, but we got to make sure people understand it.
True. And so well said. Links will be down below for everything Blockchain Wayne. So you guys make sure you check out his YouTube channel, his webpage, and the Miami Crypto Experience website, which is encrypt.io. Or no, not encrypt. It's expcrypto.io. Yep. I definitely need to I have some reading glasses, but I need to go and get some like prescription reading glasses or something, because I'm getting old and my eyes are starting to die.
Right there with you, brother.
It sucks.
Not me.
All right, brother. Well, Wayne, I'll be in touch with you, man. If you don't mind, you can see yourself out, and I'll be in touch with you about Miami and coming back on the show.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys.
Friend.
Everybody have a great evening.
You as well.
You too.
And
there were two. I beat you to it.
Dose. I was letting you do it.
Ah, okay.
I was giving it to you.
I like your shirt,
I
man.
was throwing you a bone. You like my blood red shirt?
Oh, that's red.
It's maroon.
I like it.
I've got a I got a light here that it's pink. The tone of it, so it kind of gives a little different kind of
pink light. You know, Lee won't wear pink.
I like to wear pink because I'm a man and I can rock pink.
I like to wear pink too, but it's like, is that a pink fucking shirt? It's like, yeah. It's one of my son. My son's favorite color.
Lee is a weird dude.
He
He's and he can't defend himself right now because he's on a hunting trip apparently, right?
He is on a hunting trip.
Yeah. So I just turned it to green.
Like a bunch of sled dogs and everything.
Can you see the green tone?
Yeah.
And then I could. Well, no, it's not gonna go blue. You can go blue. So it kind of just changes up a little bit of how the wall looks, and then this makes me look like I'm sick or something. It's funky green. Funky green. Anyways, yeah, dude, make sure you go take care of yourself.
I am.
Okay, I want to talk to you for a minute. Sean says, Jason says he likes my necklace, and he likes my necklace because my necklace is almost like his necklace because it was one that he was wearing, and I liked it. It's these Tesla purple plates, and then I've got my shungite attached to it. I'm assuming he was talking about my necklace. Maybe he was talking about yours. Maybe he was talking about Wayne's. I thought maybe Jason was crushing on me, so I just figured he was talking about me.
I just have my cross.
It's metal.
Would you like, share, and subscribe? Yes.
All right, so I'm going to pull up your YouTube channel, and I'm encouraging people, if you're not already subscribed, to go head over to Sean's channel and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Check out his videos. And
right now, everyone that subscribes gets a subscription.
Oh, that's really cool. So if they happen to go to your channel and they subscribe, in return, they'll get a subscription?
Yeah.
Would that be a subscription to your channel?
Yeah. Yep, everybody.
That is amazing.
I know.
That is amazing. And he's just being like very politically correct, saying, I like everyone's necklace. And then he adds a ha, 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 ha. We'll talk soon, brother. I got to talk to you about New Jersey. And I got to talk to you, Sean, about Miami soon. And we'll be doing this next Friday. And 2 weeks from today is, I think, the day I'll be in New Jersey. So I'm not sure we'll be doing anything that day.
Take care, Andy. Yeah, New Jersey sounds like fun, man.
You want to come?
Yeah. You've been talking about penises too much.
Just like liquidating in your shorts.
Yeah, I know. You just what you.
Oh, just so everybody knows too, I was really screwing with Sean earlier, and I was like, "Oh, I'll see you in such and such time," which was completely a different amount of time from the time that we were actually going to be doing this to see if he was on his game.
Every week, I show up an hour early, and I'm like, "What's going on? Do I have the wrong link? What's up?" Oh man!
Now it's 6:05 for you right now, right? Or 7:05?
7:05.
You're Central Time. Yeah. And I'm Eastern Time, so you're an
Eastern
hour.
Time.
I'm an hour in the future.
You are.
Yeah.
And I am the present.
An hour in the past.
I'm the present.
No, you're in the past. Nobody's in the. No, the present is never here.
All we have is the present.
It's never here.
How about my past and your future connect?
As soon as you touch the present, it's gone. It's the past.
It's past.
It's all a figment of our imagination.
Even our imagination is imagined.
I think our imagination is a figment of our imagination, and that's some heavy stuff. That's what we need to end the show on and have everybody ponder for the rest of the weekend. Is a simulation inside of a simulation inside of a simulation
inside of a simulation.
A copy of a copy of a copy. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to both Rice TVX and Rice TVX2. Make sure you head over to Satoshi Sean's channel and subscribe to his channel as well. And I'm about to
Morning wood.
Boom chicka chicka wow wow with this liquidating our shorts in the morning wood and all that good stuff. So much love.